So now I'm going to show you guys a little bit more about the specific programs and specific things within programs on our Pearson website. So when you click on browse and you click on your program, I'm just going to use grade 5 because that's the most familiar to me since I teach 5th grade. The first thing it does is it brings you to this sort of home page of all the units and everything that is encompassed within your grade levels Pearson Savvis work. So you can see there's the teacher's guide, the scaffolded strategies, everything that you have in person is also here online. So when you look at this, you can click on whatever unit you're working on and it'll bring you to this next page. And you can see it's broken down here into Module A, Module B, and all this extra stuff here. This is your end of unit assessment. So on the scope and sequence, this is going to be your tests at the end of each unit. And I'll show you later where the quizzes are. So when you click on whatever module you're working on, it will open you up to this page and you can see it has text. This is the text in Module A for 5th grade. It has access to the text collection, the sleuth, and then when you continue to scroll down, it literally has every single lesson laid out for you, just like it would in the teacher's guide. So I just want to show you here, these selection tests, this is what we're going to be using as quizzes this year. I know in the past we've used these as tests, but we've decided that the unit assessment is a better all-encompassing test, and these are better to be used as quizzes. So there's a selection test, which I'm just going to be referring to as quizzes, for each text that you read with your students. So I, in the scope and sequences, suggested that you use the main selection as your quiz, but you can use whichever one you think is going to be the best assessment for your students. When you want to assign them this or anything on the website, you just click assign. And then here it asks you to enter a class or group or student name. So I would put my Caslow Test Classroom, but depending on whatever class you have, you can just assign it to individuals, groups, whatever. And this is great because let's say you have a guided reading group and you'd like them to read something specific on this website, you can make a guided reading group that you can just assign things to. Something else that's really cool within your grade level work is all of these things up here. Something I'd really like to point out is this leveled readers, excuse me. So this online platform has a whole slew of things that we can use, and you can choose books based on Lexile, guided reading level, the DRA, or if you're thinking about the maturity metric. So if you're thinking about a specific guided reading group that you would like to assign something to, you can just scroll this over to whatever level maybe you want to range. You can search and it'll provide you with different books that you can assign. And again, you can assign them start date, end date, give instructions. You can assign them to specific students. You can assign them to a classroom. So right now, the only classroom that I have set up is my Google Classroom, but you can make classrooms for in-person instruction also. This does not just have to be virtual. So I really suggest playing around and seeing the different functions within your grade level. I'm really seeing all the things that you can use both in class or virtually. And this will just be a great link to use because all of our students will be able to be on the same page doing the same exact thing, whether they're in person or virtual learning.